health and strength to wake up this morning. Wake up and know that we are alive, we're well, we're healthy. For those of you who have a measure of health, God, thank God you have life, breath in you. Let's start with that. Okay. Always grateful to be here with you guys. Always grateful for the opportunity to have life, strength, and health. And I hope you guys feel the same way. Let's get into it. Hold on a second. I just need to drink some water. All right, this is only going to take me 10 minutes, so let's get into it. Is Lomachenko ducking Devin Haney? Hell yes, he is. He just fought one young buck in a fight of his life. He put on a hell of a performance for a veteran. Lomachenko is a veteran of the sport, right? Now, he going to face a young buck that hasn't done anything at lightweight yet. I mean, the young bucks fought a guy who in certain sanctioning bodies is top 10. Don't get it wrong. But the young buck, is, everybody's touting him as even better than Devin Haney. So he's going to fight a stiffer competition for one belt. Remember, Lomachenko got all those belts before, right? Let's think about this for a change, all right? Let's think about this. Man's highly decorated, okay? Tell me how this is working out in your favor. They want to give him a ton of money, like $4 million for this fight. But what is he really gaining? Think about risk versus reward, all right? We got to think about it now. Dude's like what, 30, 33? All right? He knows spring chicken. The best performance he put out was against Devin Haney. Can he top that? Probably not, okay? This young gun be licking his chops looking at him like food, okay? Now tell me, did that make sense? Right? When he fought Devin Haney was for all 4 belts. All he wanted to do, his goal was to become undisputed. Let's put us in perspective now. Now, is he ducking Shakur? Hell yeah, he ducking Shakur. He ain't got a problem saying that. In fact, if I was Lomachenko, I'd say, hell no, that's a young buck. Why am I going to let this young buck make his name off of me? No, I'm not doing that. I'm old. I do the Floyd Mayweather thing. I'll be like that. No, my time. Look, I'm gonna pick my fights from here on. Guys around my age, a little faded, had a little bit of wars. Hell yeah, I would say that. I openly say it. They're talking about Lomachenko. He invested in the war. Man, look. I openly say no. I'm not facing that young gun. I'll be honest about it. Right? Of course he's ducking Shakur. Are you all guys kidding me? Okay, the young gun done already sparred with him and everything. No, man, no. Come on now. He not going to face Shakur. That's not happening. That will never happen. Unless Shakur become undisputed. He been there. He had the WBC title. He had the WBO title. He don't need to go that route. He just came off a loss. The man just came off a loss. Say what you want. If you think he won, you thought it was competitive, whatever. He came off a loss. Why would he go into a fight where the young gun will have everything to gain? Financially, he'll gain something, but how does that help him? He want to close out his career better. No, he's not going to take that. That's a high risk. I mean, the reward, money-wise, the reward is $4 million, but you never know what you come out of that fight looking like. No, he's not going to go into that fight. Come on now. He going to have another shot at the title. We all know who Lomachenko wants. The guy signed up with Top Rank to face Lomachenko. That is George Kambosos. Y'all know this. Now, Kambosos got some wear and tear on him from the beatings he took from Devin Haney fights, the beatings he took with the Teofimo Lopez fight, because he got damaged, he got dropped, he got his face bloodied. All right, he been in some wars. So, yeah, Lomachenko will go against Kambosos because Kambosos got some wear and tear on him. Y'all got to think, this is boxing, y'all. Come on now. So, am I mad that Lomachenko decides he don't want to be fed to some young, hungry lion? No, come on now. Come on now. You know, when Andre Berto had to face Sean Porter, right? When Paulie Malignaggi had to face Sean Porter, that was a young, hungry lion, a young, hungry bull going up against an old, weather-worn fighters, right? Berto been in some wars. Paulie had been in some wars. You got a young, fresh buck who ain't been in no wars coming at you. Come on now. We got to think it. It's just boxing. Of course he's going to duck him, right? Of course. Now, Kambosos is perfect for him because Kambosos got the accolades behind him. Kambosos been in some wars, right? He got some wear and tear. Kambosos got pedigree. Kambosos was a former lineal champion at lightweight. I mean, come on now. When these guys got to have something. You got to get them something to motivate him to want to fight. It's not that Lomachenko won't put out a great effort against Shakur Stevenson. It's not that Lomachenko, you know, in the back of his mind is thinking, I'm going to lose to this kid, because no fighter really think like that. But it's just like, what is he going to gain other than fighting Shakur and having Shakur on his resume? What's he going to gain by fighting a difficult fight, even a more difficult fight than the fight he had before? So he's going back to back with difficult fights. Nothing to gain for it because he wants to be undisputed. He done already had those trinkets before. He don't need them trinkets. He wants all of the trinkets. That was his goal. So, yeah, he want to let it play out a little bit. You know what I mean? And he can get somebody who's unified. That'd be even better. You know, maybe let Kambosos fight for a title, but he would prefer to fight Kambosos. Obviously, Kambosos want to fight him. They were supposed to fight before, and the war got involved with Lomachenko. So I would say, Bob Ram talking about George Kambosos versus Devin Haney. That's not the fight. I mean, George Kambosos versus Shakur Stevenson. That's not the fight Kambosos want. He didn't come in the top rank for that. He came to fight Loma, and y'all know it. Y'all know those two have something to do with each other. So Kambosos, I think he's lined up for the IBF title or something like that. You know, y'all need to line it up. Y'all need to get it lined up. You know, after beating Maxie Hughes, Kambosos should be fighting for, if Devin Haney leaves the division, that's why Loma said he going to the war. He waiting for Devin Haney to vacate those titles so those titles be available. And once those titles are available, Loma not going to try and face the baddest guy in the division. No, he trying to get titles. So he going to try and collect a title. And I believe he wants to face Kambosos for that title because they were supposed to fight. So I think that's what it's going to go down to. Loma, whenever he comes back, is to face Kambosos. Okay? Shakur Stevenson's a good fighter. Not a good fighter, a great fighter. He's a great fighter. Okay? And he's going to find people ducking and dodging his ass. That's just what it is. All right? What he has to do is just bait people into facing him. I don't even think Tank want to face Shakur right now. And Tank gonna make the excuse, I just came out of prison and stuff and blah, 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 right? So, like Bob Arum said, you're going to have to bide your time, keep chirping, keep talking that shit. And, you know, they're going to fight you. They're going to have to fight you. They're going to have to fight you. You know what I mean? So, Shakur's in that unique position where he's a name in boxing, but they want to box him out like they do in Demetrius Andrew. Which leads me to the next topic, Demetrius Andrew versus David Benavidez. It looked like that fight's on the horizon. That is a very good fight. I clearly, hands down, got Andre beating David Benavidez. I'm sorry, David, but you're going to get beat, and you know it. You went from the fire. You know, you may have had a better chance against David Morrell. I know you're thinking Demetrius Andre, he's coming up in weight. He's being dropped by some other guys and stuff. He's getting old. Nope. It's just he's not motivated for this fight. You know, he wasn't motivated for those fights. Don't get it twisted. That ninja is what you see. And there's a reason people ducked him. You about to suffer your first L, David. No disrespect to you, David, but Demetrius Andre, y'all don't have no respect on these guys. You know, we didn't respect Terrence Crawford. You know, and we're not respecting Demetrius Andre because he didn't beat a world champion. But y'all gonna put some stank on that name. That name, Demetrius Andre. I'm gonna ride with this dude. Demetrius Andre is gonna beat. He's gonna beat David Benavidez, I think. I truly believe that. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see if Andre still got it. I think he does. You know, and he got so much tricks of the trade in his game. this elite fighter, and y'all gonna have some respect for it. It definitely gonna. He beat the boogeyman. He gonna get fights. You know, I'm so happy for Terrence. Terrence right now is a superstar. All his paydays now gonna be big paydays. I mean, big paydays. You know, I mean, big paydays. He gonna get like them, you know, those 8 figures. Only 8-figure paydays from here on in. And you know, Crawford, depending on how long his career goes, you know, might see a 9-figure payday. You know, he is 35 going on 36, but I'm gonna say this: take care of your body, Terrence, and the sky's the limit. You know, Floyd finished boxing at 38. You have to watch yourself. Around 37, 38, that's when it really starts to pack in. You didn't really take no serious damage, so just take care of your body, and we'll see how far you can go. I mean, you got everything. You got everything. So, you know, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford rematch. I know Errol Spence is going to do better. He's definitely going to do better. The question is not that. The question is going to be, because he's a dog, and you know, he's determination to win. And besides that, you know, he's got a good regiment. He got a good trainer. But I'm telling you right now, I ain't picking him over Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry. I don't see him beating Terrence. I just don't see it. He gonna have to show me something. I know Errol Spence pulls shit out the bag for a lot of things in his career, but he gonna have to show me something with that. If you know boxing, you know, even though we all thought that Terrence had the edge over Errol going in, not me. I thought it was a 50-50. I even said before that I favored Terrence to win when I was talking to my friend, but then I changed my tune and I said, nah, I don't really know who's gonna win this, right? And that was because, again, I was looking at Errol's strategy, how he fights, etc. But Terrence pretty much disarmed him, took away all that. You know what I mean? What Errol normally do, he wasn't doing against Terrence, right? So we're going to see people making excuses. You know, we making excuses for Errol, saying it was probably the way he trained. We saying, you know, he didn't fight in a little while. People saying he came off of accidents. I'm going to be honest with you. None of those things were factors when he was fighting Danny Garcia. None of the things was factors when he's fighting Dennis Ugas. So it had to be Terrence Crawford that made that difference. Terrence Crawford made that difference in that fight, right? So can he make adjustments both before the fight and in fight to handle that? I think to some degree he's going to be much more durable for sure. He's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be less hittable, but I know he's going to be more durable because Crawford, man, he solved him. He solved him. You know what I mean? So when you solve a boxer, usually the next fight's easier, but you never know. I remember Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, and you know, the durability of Wilder is what made that third fight so epic. And he actually dropped Tyson Fury twice. So, you know, the intensity of a fighter and the determination. If a fighter feels determined not to get knocked out, not to get stopped, and they set their mind like that and they're coming for you, it's a different thing. You know, I've seen fights with Floyd facing fighters who, you know, he was landing his money shots and shit, and the guys kept on coming. But I think Terrence is a guy who can handle that too. So if it turns out to be something like that, or fight something like that, that's gonna be a crazy fight. But I don't know if they can give us that, because I think Terrence got something, man. He really got something. You know, and he a special fighter. I'm telling you right now, him versus Floyd would have been a great fight. Him versus Pernell Whitaker, him versus Sugar Ray Leonard, him versus anybody in the past would have been a great fight. And I got him over almost all them guys. There's certain guys I wouldn't say I don't really know, because Floyd's a really smart fighter. So I can't say he just, I know he wouldn't dominate Floyd. I know that. Well, then again, it's possible. You never know. But you know, Crawford's one of them special guys. I'm not gonna play with y'all. I'm not gonna play with y'all, because Spence ain't no normal guy. Spence is one of the great fights I've seen. J. Homel Maz says, I got Floyd whooping on Crawford. Well, you would say that because, you know, you've seen Floyd and stuff. We ain't seen all of Crawford, y'all. We ain't seen all of Crawford. And Crawford's a mean boy. He's mean. J. Homel Maz says Spence is overrated in my opinion. Bruh, no, he's not. Bruh, he's not. Trust me. I hear all these other people talking about he can't fight sourpaws and all kinds of stupid things. I hear people say, you know, I'm going to tell you this. When you lose a fight, and the way how he lost that fight, people are going to say that because Crawford made him look Made him look like an amateur, like they said. I mean, he whooped his ass. He made him fall short. He made him reach. I mean, Spence was doing a whole set of things I never seen Spence do in fights. Spence usually is contained. He's always in balance. You know, he's never reaching with shots. He's coming off of angles. You know, because when you attack a guy, you don't come straight down the center. You come off of angles and shit. He pivots around guys. He's really great with pivot work. I mean, that's what that dude do. And change levels and shit. Dude, Crawford took all that from him. Like, the dude couldn't catch himself. He kept on reaching. You know, he wasn't trying to establish range. He wasn't trying to figure out range. He wasn't being measured in his attacks. He was just going all out, trying to touch something. It was crazy. You know, his trainer was telling him, stop standing in front of him. He was telling him, hey, step around him. He was telling him all kinds of good advice, and Spence was just not doing it. I never seen it before. Terrence got in his head. Terrence was just, because Terrence was doing it before him, and then Terrence had that good, quick feet, get in position before him, and it was all about the footwork. I watched the fight about 2 times now, and I'm seeing what it is, what the problem was for Spence. But just identifying the problem doesn't mean you can solve it. You have to be able to go out there and implement it. You have to go out there. Just because I just described what was the problem doesn't mean that it's easy to just do it. Like, how can you step around a guy that's stepping around you? You know what I mean? Y'all have to, because y'all kind of canceling out each other's angles. And if he get in position before you, he do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to say step around him. To do it is a different story. You know what I mean? JL says it's a matter of time for Spence to get done like that. Bro, no. I disagree with you, bro. I disagree with you. Spence has defense. He is a defensive guy. In fact, when he was on defense, Crawford wasn't touching him. It's when he always got caught when he was coming in offensively. And that's because he was rushing it. He was trying to get back, you know. And we lucky we didn't move up to fight Nello at 168. That would have been a public execution. Oh, you a Nello fan? That's why. Nello don't got that footwork that Terrence have. He don't have that footwork that Terrence have. It's Terrence's footwork that made that possible. And Nello just don't have that footwork. He don't have it. And you know what's the weird thing about it, though? Spence could have easily nullified some of what Terrence was doing with the weak side attacks by simply pivoting. And that's what he do. He do great pivot work. So I didn't understand why he was abandoning things and just trying to get to this dude. Like he was trying to bully him. And he just wouldn't switch modes. I think Sean Porter said that. Spence liked to bully you. He liked to fight you with the fight. He think he not going to switch up nothing. He going to deter. And that's what he did. And, man, Terrence whooped his ass. Spence went the distance with a lightweight and went life and dead with Porter. Dude, I'm not into your fan bullshit, bro. Mikey Garcia got defense. When have you ever seen Mikey Garcia get dropped? When have you ever seen? This is the same Mikey Garcia that beat Adrian Broner. This is the same Mikey Garcia that dropped Jesse Vargas. Are you kidding me, man? Mikey Garcia got defense, man. What part of that do you not understand? He got defense. If Mikey Garcia fights Terrence Crawford, I got Mikey Garcia surviving Terrence Crawford. Because Mikey Garcia picks off shots. He got defense. Do you know why Mikey Garcia lost that fight? Because he couldn't close the distance. He's a very careful fighter, and he realized every time he tried to close the distance, he has to pick up his defense because Spence is ready to counter him. So what he did, very smartly, when he fell short with certain shots, he covered up. Mikey Garcia ain't no y'all tripping, man. This man's a 4-divisional world champion, Mikey Garcia. You gonna tell me he won championships at featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight, and super lightweight? But he just a dude. He just a dude that's a lightweight and stuff like that. No, come on, man. Mikey Garcia continued to fight at welterweight too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta understand boxing. Y'all don't understand boxing. Mikey Garcia lost that fight because he didn't have offense. It's not that he didn't have defense. That brother was picking everything off. Yeah, he got his face a little bruised and stuff, but trust me, man, Mikey a bad boy. You see, y'all guys looking at great fighters. Mikey Garcia's going in the Boxing Hall of Fame, by the way. Mikey Garcia is a great fighter. That's what y'all don't understand. Y'all get tripped up on undefeated. And a fighter suffer a loss. A boxer, another fighter got a fighter's number. That don't mean nothing. Y'all call Kambosos a trash. This is the same Kambosos that beat Teofimo Lopez. This is the same Kambosos that beat Mickey Bay. This is the same Kambosos that beat Lee Selby. Okay? Kambosos is a bad boy. Mean mentality. He got that Pacquiao footwork. Right? He just met up with a fighter who could equal that. Devin Haney's greater than Kambosos. Kambosos just beat Maxie Hughes, and y'all was saying Maxie Hughes beat Kambosos. That's bullshit. Kambosos beat him, fair and square. Pulled away in the later rounds. Yeah, it was even for 8 rounds, but 9, 10, 11, 12, Kambosos solved him, figured out what he had to do, right? Feint on the inside, throw the double jab, down the center, come with the left hook. Okay? That's what he was doing, and he was beating him up. All right, but y'all couldn't see that because y'all ain't paying attention. I talk boxing. Okay? Feint, stutter step, coming with the double right hand. All right? Bait him off the jab, hook off the jab. He was catching him with the hook off the jab. See, y'all don't understand fucking boxing. So when I talk boxing now, and I start talking, well, it was in rhythm. It was about rhythm. You have to feint the guy as if you're coming in, steal distance, and then you feint as if you're going to throw the right hand, you throw the left hook. You feint like you're coming with the jab up top, and then you come with the straight left to the body. You have to feint. You throw in feints with your shots. That's all that happened. And Kambosos, he snapped back out of the way, come in and out. He had an entry point, he had an exit point. That's why he didn't get hit. He didn't go straight back. I'm talking boxing to y'all right now. I'm talking fucking boxing to y'all. Now, let me say something. Talking boxing and doing boxing is 2 different things. Just because I observed it doesn't mean I could do it. Takes special skills to do that. He was circling. Timothy Bradley's an asshole. He was circling Maxie Hughes to Maxie Hughes' power hand for a reason. But he was respecting distance. He was right outside of Maxie Hughes' reach. That's why Maxie Hughes every now and then would catch him with the straight left, because he didn't snap back in time, or he snapped back to counter. So he just barely got him on the edge of the shot, and then he countered him. Y'all don't even understand all this shit. I'm talking boxing right now. I ain't talking shit. I don't talk out my ass. But just because I know it and I see it don't mean I can do it. See, that's the difference. Y'all have to understand. You can watch a fight and understand what's going on, and that's what educated boxing fans need to understand. An educated boxing fan needs to know what he's seeing. I ain't into the trash talk when y'all start to talk the bullshit about this guy's overhyped and that guy. If y'all don't even understand what's going on in the fucking ring, you can't talk about that. Because you can't watch a play-by-play. You can't watch what's really going on. Okay, I see what this guy's trying to do right now. He baited him with the jab so he can counter him. You hear Timothy Bradley in the fight with Oscar Valdez versus Emmanuel Navarrete. And he say Valdez, he looking to time him so he can catch him with the left hook, right? Because he knows Navarrete drops his hand in his guard every now and then. But Navarrete had his guard up a lot. He did catch him with 1 or 2 shots. And Navarrete, he ride the shot as he get hit. Both of them, right? But Valdez took more damage. And, Timothy Bradley's like, Navarrete's face used to be so clean at the end of the fight because the motherfucker ain't taking no punishment, man. He riding the shots. If you hit him or you clip him, he's already riding the shots with his head or riding the shots with his body because his body moving with the punch. It's all about timing. See, a lot of people don't know shit about boxing, right? So when a boxer face look clean, it don't look busted up, it's because he's not taking flush shots, y'all. Okay, let's get back to it. All right. So when it comes to boxing, I understand as a fan to a certain degree what's going on. All right, let me see what y'all saying here. Y'all is just talk though. Y'all don't really watch fights. Y'all don't really watch what's going on in a fight. Y'all can't really describe what's going on in a fight. Spence went the distance with a light. Okay, we talked about that already. Spence beat nothing but leftovers. He was definitely okay. So what are you really saying, dumbass? Is Crawford beat an overhyped fighter? Crawford didn't beat nobody. He didn't beat a pound for pound fighter. Come on, bro. We gotta stop with the bullshit. When we fans. But when you start to bullshit me, now you're talking out your ass. How did Spence beat Kell Brook? How did Spence beat Danny Garcia? So you saying Danny Garcia is overrated? A two-divisional, three-time world champion is overrated? Who's going to be fighting Erislandy Lara at 160? Who just beat Jose Benavidez at 154? Placing him in by. Come on, man. You can't be saying these things, bro. You got to respect the sport. You got to respect boxers. Y'all just be shit talking on here. I know you shit talking because you don't believe half the things you're saying. You know? Crawford is definitely elite. Bro, he not just elite, bro. Spencer Crawford elite. Crawford's an all-time great. You have to know what you're watching. He an all-time great. Okay, there's levels to the sport of boxing. And this ninja, he applies the fundamentals of boxing, and he also applies little tricks. He applies little tricks. That's why he made the fight look the way it looked. Not about being elite, you dumbass. Elite is elite. Oh, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I disrespected you. I called you a dumbass. Elite, my friend, is the top guys. Elite just means top. So when we talk top 10 in any division, those are elite fighters. They're separated from everybody else because they're at the top. The top 5 fighters in any division is elite. If we're talking top pound for pound fighters, they are elite fighters, period. Y'all use words and terms. Y'all don't even know what y'all saying. You know what I mean? Don't just fling words around. I hear all those other people in those boxing forums be talking smack and shit, and they don't know what the hell they talking about. All right? Crawford's different. He's not just good. He's great. And he showed how great he was by beating Errol Spence. Before that, you know, we had little things, you know, Kell Brook, man, he was in good shape and everything. But, you know, people had these caveats. Sean Porter, great fighter as well. But, you know, all right? We got little caveats there. With Errol Spence, this Errol Spence fight showed us this man's on a different level, man. When he steps up his game, he's on a different level. J.O. Milman says, man, stop it. Crawford would have slaughtered Little Garcia. Nope. He wouldn't have slaughtered him at all. It'd be a one-sided fight because he got longer reach. Well, Garcia would have kept his defense. He would never have stopped Garcia. Never. Milman says, Kambosos is a one-hit wonder. Teo had an off night. Kambosos is going to become world champion again. Mark my words. He's going to become a world champion again. Watch it. At lightweight. Guaranteed. When Devin Haney vacates those titles, Kambosos is going to become a world champion again. J.O. Milman says Garcia ducked all the smoke, ran from Gamboa and Lomachenko. Okay, so he ducked Lomachenko to go face Spence? He ducked Gamboa, so he ended up being in a serious issue with Bob Arum. Bob Arum freezed him out of boxing. Y'all forgot about that? The court issue? Come on, man. J.O. Milman says, yes, Danny Garcia is trash. He ain't beat nobody at 147. Oh, so Robert Guerrero is nobody for the WBC title. He was a WBC champion, right? How the hell a guy could be a WBC champion? He can be a unified champion at 140, but he's trash. Yo, talk out your ass. You talk out your ass. You know that don't make no sense. And you know it. So trashy Danny Garcia beat Jose Benavidez, the guy that last night just got a win at 160. Trashy Danny Garcia is going to be facing Erislandy Lara for the WBA title at 160. Oh, he trash. Make that make sense, Ninja. Pooby Sistro says, do you still do squats? Yes, sir, I do. Dude, I climb trees, all kinds of stuff. I'm 48 years old. I do all kinds of things. I'm active. I need to do the squats on my knees. My knees, sometimes my knees want to go out of place. So yes, sir, I do. Do you? Do you still do squats, booby, strict strong? I hope you do. You know, I don't do as much ab work though. Spence was glorified for beating motherfuckers who already previously been whooped by someone else before him. Yeah? So let me get this straight. Errol Spence Jr. didn't beat. Well, if you're gonna say that, then it's the same thing for Terrence Crawford. That don't make no sense. Y'all just be talking out your ass, man. Y'all be talking. Was Mikey Garcia beat by someone previously? I'm just trying to make sense of what you're saying. You just open your mouth and you say, bleh. You don't think. You're not thinking before you speak. You just want to tear down somebody because your life is not on that level. So you look at the people who are high up, you don't appreciate them, you don't admire, you don't want to look at the hard work they've done, and you just tear them down because you can. Nobody cares about you like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't done nothing. So why are you doing that? When you make criticisms of people, make it a constructive criticism. Make it something that everybody could take note of and say, hey, you know, that makes sense. But if you just go and open your mouth and say anything you feel like saying, because on social media you could do that, who's going to really take you seriously? We're just going to look at you and say, this guy's a clown. That's what you're saying. You just keep it moving. I'm just being real with you. Let's talk boxing. Let's not talk, I don't like this fighter, so I'm going to bash him. No, stop that. Stop that. Appreciate the hard work, the effort that fighters put into the game. Guys who end up on the pound for pound list, and you tell me they trash, is you know, you could say they're overrated, you could say they overhyped, you could say Errol Spence was exposed, which all those things, you could say that. But to say that he's trash, or to say that Danny Garcia is trash, come on, man. You can't be saying that kind of crazy thing, man. How many fighters do you know have become 3-time world champion in 2 different divisions? Dude, first fight, a welterweight, was against Robert the Ghost Guerrero when Robert the Ghost Guerrero was something, man. Robert the Ghost Guerrero was a beast. He was tough. Okay? This is the Robert Ghost Guerrero that fought against Keith Thurman. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Terrence Crawford versus Keith Thurman would be an interesting fight because Keith Thurman moves his feet. Keith Thurman move around, but I'm thinking Terrence gonna counterpunch him when he closed the distance. And that, again, Terrence got that reach advantage. But it'll be an interesting fight. But they'll have to do it at 154. You know what I'm saying? You know? I got Terrence beating whoever. I'm not saying Terrence stops everybody, but I'm saying Terrence is a bad boy. You know? Like they said, he among the names like Mayweather, Pacquiao, you know, all the greats, Roy Jones Jr., all them kind of guys. He really is in that vicinity. You know what I mean? Who Guerrero beat before that title? You serious? This is the Robert Guerrero that beat Andre Berto, y'all. Andre Berto, like, whooped his ass. Came up from, remember, Robert Guerrero, he went from, I believe he came from super featherweight all the way up to welterweight. If not super featherweight, lightweight, all the way up to welterweight, and started beating guys that was being ducked and avoided. Okay? Guys who were supposedly heavy hitters, right? That was being ducked in the sport. He wanted all the smoke. Y'all forgot about Robert Guerrero. Y'all forgot about him, right? You know, another bad boy in the sport, and y'all just be disrespecting, but y'all need to respect is Marcos Maidana. He never come back. I ain't seen him do no more fights, but Marcos Maidana was a bad boy. Okay? I wanted to see Keith Thurman versus Marcos Maidana. It never happened, but, you know, y'all forgot about these dudes. Y'all only remember, y'all have short attention spans. Y'all have short memories. Hey, man, I'm 34 minutes in. So, yeah. Danny's going to fight a mummy. Man, You being a clown right now. Erislandy Lara is not a mummy. He might be a veteran of the sport. Gennady Golovkin didn't want no smoke with him, but he vacated his titles because of that. But I'm gonna say this: Erislandy Lara, a bad boy. Go watch Erislandy Lara's resume. He got the who's who, from Paul Williams all the way up to Winky Wright and all these guys. He fought all those guys from a generation before, several generations before this generation. Okay, so Erislandy Lara got so much experience, so much skill. You know what I mean? Spence is a decent fighter, but he's overrated. Danny Garcia is trash though. Man. Yeah, so anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So yeah, I don't see Vasily Lomachenko facing Shakur Stevenson. That's never gonna happen. You can forget about that. Unless Shakur is undisputed, I don't see Lomachenko doing that. I see Lomachenko maybe facing a guy like George Kambosos for a title. If Kambosos can get 2 or more titles together, I can see Shakur Stevenson facing somebody like Ortiz. What's his name? Jamil Ortiz. Is it Jamil Ortiz? I forgot what his name is. You know what I mean? So them kind of guys, I see Lomachenko facing Jermaine Ortiz versus Shakur Stevenson would be a good fight. I'm telling you right now, that's a good fight for the WBC title. But the other titles will free up, I believe, and people will be able to fight each other for those titles. Like I said, Tank will become the WBA champion, so he'll have to defend his title. Whoever wins with the WBC between Shakur Stevenson and Jermaine Ortiz, I believe those guys will be the WBC champion. I think IBF champion will either be Kambosos, might be one of the guys to fight for that. And you also got the WBO. I mean, Lomachenko might end up fighting somebody for the WBO. So we'll see how it goes with that. But I think that if at all the fights actually match out, I think that's what you're looking at. Anyways, what you need in the building, J Home MS came into the building and it's still chirping away. He's talking about, oh, Maidana's good and all of that. Yeah, but when Maidana lost to Devin Alexander, y'all wasn't saying that. Y'all thing is, when a fighter takes a loss, oh, he ain't all that. He ain't blah, 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 blah. Y'all just rattle him out, right? You know, but Maidana's always been a good fighter. He's always been a threat. He's always been a guy that causes damage. Keith Thurman's always been a dangerous fighter. He's got pop, he's got power. Danny Garcia, man, what he did to Amir Khan, man, I mean, he destroyed Amir Khan. Amir Khan was at the top of his game at the time. People thought Amir Khan was going to beat Danny Garcia. And underrated fighter, Danny Garcia, great counter puncher. Don't move his feet as much. He's more slide in. You know what I mean? Y'all don't say nothing about Canelo. Canelo be taking losses left, right, and center. He be taking loss from Bivol. Bivol outbox his ass. Okay? And guess what? You can bet, you can put down your money on this. Canelo gonna get his ass whooped by Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo gonna beat his ass. Mel is going to beat Canelo. That's what I'm telling y'all. I know, but you're making it sound like Danny is fighting a prime Lara. No, he's not fighting prime. Obviously, he's not fighting. Lara's like, what, 39? He's almost 40. You know what I mean? But Mel is going to beat Canelo. I'm going to put some money on that, actually. Mel's going to beat Canelo. Right? And Canelo's a hell of a fighter, but like I said before, man, you can't be like your foot cardio, bro. Got to get that foot cardio in the way. You know what I'm saying? J Home MS says Loma would definitely get his ass beat. This message is held for review. Hey, come on now, stop that. Loma would definitely get his ass whooped by Shakur. You know what? I can't definitively say that. If he's up for the fight, he gonna put on a great fight. Shakur's probably gonna beat him on points, but Loma gonna have his moments as usual. You know what I mean? But to come off of a Devin Haney fight and then fight Shakur, you know what I mean? That's just two tough fights, man. The man need to get a break. An easier fight, just in my opinion. I mean, if you want to be legendary and do it, well, fine. You know. But Lomachenko is a very good fighter. You gotta be on P's and Q's, you know. I just think though that dude ain't literally looking for that kind of smoke, Just to get the WBC title to face Shakur, that ain't worth it. I don't care how much money you say. He be thinking in his mind, that ain't worth it. I want to be undisputed. I got the WBC title before. I had all those belts. I don't want that. I want undisputed. He need a motivation. You understand what I'm saying? Fighters at that level right now, they want a motivation for why. I'm going to take this tough-ass fight just to get one belt? Nah, hell no. Hell no. I want 4 belts. Now, if I was facing Shakur for 4 belts, frick yeah. Hell yeah, I would go for it. You know what I mean? Just thinking about it, just going through the boxer's mind, they need a motivation to want to fight. You know what I mean? J.O. Melman says, not rarely Maidana beats some people at least. Yo, all of them beat some people. What are you talking about? You won't get to be a top 10 fighter if you don't beat people. Like, what? Bro. You know what's it? Y'all go with narratives out there. Like Terrence Crawford said, we buy into the narratives that people say about the fighters. Y'all not paying attention to the actual fighters, the actual fights they had. Danny Garcia beat Lucas Matisse when Lucas Matisse was a beast. Y'all boxed him. He dropped him. All right? That's Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia known for beating American, upsetting American, having a great fight with Lamont Peterson, where Lamont Peterson was beating his ass coming down the stretch. No final rounds. Lamont Peterson was beating his ass. But he had some early rounds in the bank. Came back, won a welterweight title. All right, in a packed, stacked welterweight division. Took on Sean Porter in a close fight. Took on Keith Thurman and made the fight close later on, right? Danny Garcia is a bad motherfucker, man. Right? He's now fighting. He fought at 154, beat Jose Benavidez, who was once something. You know what I mean? He was once something, got a long reach and everything. Benavidez has moved up to 160. Now he's at 160, taking on Arislan Delar. Might win the WBA title. What are you going to say? If he become a middleweight champion of the world, a 3-divisional world champion, what are you going to say? He's trash still? Come on, man. You can't be saying that. Cuban boxer. Yeah, he's 40 years old, but guess what? A lot of those Cuban boxers, because of the style they implement, they can fight in their 40s. Right now, King Kong Ortiz is 44. Freaking Guillermo Rigondeaux's still fighting, and he's 40-something. Freaking them Cuban school of boxers, man, they hit or not get hit. So age don't mean shit when you're talking about Cuban sports. So Arislan Delar, if Arislan Delar wins, that would look so good on Arislan Delar's resume to talk about. It's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. J. Homemad says Charles going to get demolished by Canelo. Psst. All right. Remember I said it. I said Charlo is going to definitely beat Canelo. Not saying he's going to stop him, but it's footwork. You got to understand some boxing. To be able to land punches, you got to be in a position to land punches. Okay? Terrence beat Errol because of his footwork. That's why he beat Errol. And his reach. He got longer reach. Errol misjudged. But at the end of the day, it's still your footwork that gets you there. Your feet are the vehicle to get you there. Your feet don't punch nobody. But to punch people, you need to be in position to punch them. And you got to be in position to not get punched. And the only way you get transported there is through your feet. Your upper body, too. You can move your upper body and shift your weight. You know, your balance, how you shift your weight on your body from one foot to the next or in between or balance, whatever. But I'm saying that at the end of the day, that's how the vehicle that gets you there is your feet. It's boxing's all about angles. I was listening to Coach Bullet saying, "Oh, it's not about angles. You know, you throw a hook and stuff." And Coach Bullet, stop talking shit, man. You know it's all about angles. Stop the bullshit, man. Just show me the fucking message. Little Castagna was beating the shit out of Charlo. Castagna's not a little guy. And if y'all just thinking about that fight with the first fight Castagna had with Charlo, and y'all didn't see that Charlo made adjustments in the second fight, and that Castagna fight, in fact, I would say Castagna is a better pressure fighter than Canelo. Canelo's not necessarily a pressure fighter. He's a counterpuncher, right? So the Castagna fight prepared Charlo even more for Canelo. He's even better prepared for Canelo. So you know Canelo gonna get outclassed. He gonna look stupid. Trust me. Mel just need to be disciplined, because if Mel is indisciplined, oh my God, he beat Jose Benavidez, a Hall of Famer. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Danny Garcia beating Jose Benavidez. Jose Benavidez is not a Hall of Famer. But that don't mean shit, because he's right now at 160. His career's not over, so we'll see what happens. He's been out of the sport for a while, though. There's nobody up there, and Lara's a mummy. Man, shut up. Shut up with your dismissive comments. All right? You still got the Charlo. You have Mal, but he's in recess. You got this kid. What's his name? The kid that's from the same country as Triple G, the Southpaw. Begins with J. Shit, I forgot his name. For some reason I draw a blank, but I know who I'm talking about. He's there. I think he's either the IBF or the WBO champion. Oh shit, the name's coming and it's going. He has Demetrius Andre belt. Y'all said that Demetrius Andre was ducking him. What's his name? Southpaw. Can't remember his name right now. Yeah, so that's the bottom line. I'm gonna catch you guys later, though. You want to chop it up with me, man? You talking away. It's good to see you talking, though, and it's good to see you still hype about boxing. What do you what did you think of the fight last night, man? Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez. What did you think of that fight, man? That was a good fight, wasn't it? But Navarrete was in control, man. He was in control. The activity, doubling up, tripling up the jab. He's shifting from orthodox to southpaw. His combinations on the inside as well as combinations on the outside set up with the jab. Navarrete, a bad boy, man. He got this unusual timing too, and he can get those shots. He kind of loops the shots to get the shorter shots that he needs to get. He loops them. Man, he busted up Oscar Valdez's face, man. He really busted that face up. But Oscar Valdez had no quit in him, man. The brother's tough. I'm gonna give him that. He tough. You know what I mean? Oscar Valdez, man, he still was in there. He was throwing that left hook every now and then. He was trying to work the body to slow down Navarrete. But Navarrete, man, he a big dude. He is a big dude. And his reach made a big difference in that fight. He could get to, that's why he could keep the jab out there so long. He keeping the jab there, but his chin is tucked behind his jab. Let me show you like this. So when I throw my jab, I'm swinging it all the way out of the thing. I could throw a tray at you like this, but when I throw my jab, my chin's tucked behind it, so I can keep my jab out there. And you can counter over it and catch me on the temple, but I'm so far out that, And then Robert Helenius versus Anthony Joshua. That was a good fight, actually. Robert Helenius was doing pretty good work. Anthony Joshua was falling short with a lot of shots, but he's keeping his defense pretty tight. And he was trying to get that right hand in a couple times. But on this occasion, Robert Helenius, he threw the jab to the body, came over the top, and Helenius just didn't pull up back enough. He did it a couple times against Robert Helenius throughout the fight. He got him, boy. He really clocked him in the 7th round, and he got him out of there. He really got him. Robert Helenius always looked to me like a good fighter, solid, but and he was fighting from range. Yeah, J. Homemaz is Janibek. Yeah, Janibek, that's the dude. Is this a delayed feed or something? Yeah, Janibek. That's the dude I'm talking about. So you got Janibek still there, Lara, and you got Charlo. But he's in recess, so whoever else is fighting for the vacant WBC title, interim title, that should be interesting. No, Andre moved up to 168. He wasn't trying to duck Janibek. People saying he was. He moved up to 168. Andre about to get David Benavidez. Navarrete surprised me. I never watched a lot of Navarrete, so I can't really say, but from what I saw in the fight, man, that dude was beautiful. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, Navarrete is good. And he actually has a decent jab. He also has good boxing IQ. They say he's awkward and he don't have good footwork, but he actually has reasonably good footwork. It's just that he does some very unorthodox things at times, and he throws a lot of combinations. Valdez has a very low IQ. He's always spamming left hooks. No. Valdez, you got to remember, this dude got a longer reach than you. So Valdez don't have a low IQ. Valdez was trying to step around him. And he was trying to step around, but Navarrete is also stepping with him and getting those angles. Navarrete just was a special fighter. No, Valdez is low IQ. You don't be an Olympian and have low IQ. Come on now. Stop it. What they were hoping for was they worked the body. He was trying to work the body, but it's to close the distance was the problem for him. Because Navarrete kept that jab in his face, and he kept on touching him, keeping his hands at home. Oh, man, come on now. Low IQ. Man, brah. Y'all say some reckless shit, dude. Y'all have to understand what they're doing in there. Valdez kept his hands home because he was trying to counter. So he was trying to counter him with the left hook. He was working the body in the meantime, right? And he looked wild because he was falling short with his shots because Navarrete got such a long reach. He got 6 inches reach on him. Come on, man. You fighting a guy much longer than you, much taller than you. It's hard to close the distance. So he's trying to close the distance. And then this guy, he got such long arms, he could loop around your guard and hit you with shots. He could split the guard with a shot. So it wasn't easy. That was not an easy fight. Valdez changed. He changed his guard. He changed his 2-guard. Started slipping shots. So he started changing head slots, bobbing and weaving to try to get to the inside. And he actually, at certain times, his defense was so good and Navarrete wasn't even landing a shot on him. So what are you talking about, low IQ? What are you talking about, bro? Did you watch the fight? Bro, you just talking. And that's the thing that really annoys me with you guys. You guys don't watch what's happening. The adjustments the fighters are making. Listen to the people in the corners. Don't be listening to Timothy Bradley and them commentators. Sometimes, most of the time, they talking nonsense. Sometimes they talk things that make sense. Listen to the corners. What are the trainers telling the fighters? The trainer was telling Valdez, be patient. You won't catch him at counter punches. He's going to slow down, right? Valdez started staying on his D, and he was snapping back, rolling and riding up certain punches. Navarrete wasn't landing everything, okay? And Valdez, a very smart approach was working the body to tire him out, okay? Anthony Joshua is going to get destroyed by Wilder. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Wilder better keep his defense tight. Hopefully Andre doesn't pull out of the fight like he always does. I hope not. I hope not. That would be, man, I'll be so fucking angry. Andre better fight all the way to the end. I don't want to hear this clown pull out of the fight. Because if he does that like he did with Charlo, then he really is just a clown. You know what I mean? Because that's a really good fight. That's a good fight. Andre versus Benavidez, that's a good fight. That's two duck fighters facing each other. You know, may the best man win. You know what I mean? I also enjoyed Gerald Washington versus Derek Chisora, but the decision, I don't even understand the decision. That decision was so wrong. Chisora did not win that fight. Gerald Washington won that fight. You know what I mean? They robbed Gerald Washington. You know, that was just so wrong. Gerald Washington outboxed him. Landed that right hand at will. Was piecing him up. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand what the judges were looking at. That was just very wrong what they did. You watch Derek Chisora's face busted up. Gerald Washington's face clean. Because he was just landing that right hand on him all night long, just busting him up. That was wrong. You outbox a guy for almost all the fight, and then you're going to give the other guy the decision, and a wide decision at that, when the other guy's supposed to get the wide decision? That was wrong. I'm just saying. I'm just letting people know. They robbing people out here, and that was a robbery. I don't know if y'all paid attention to the fight. Again, I watch fights. All right, well, I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm what you need. We spent a whole hour on boxing. I didn't plan on spending so long. I was spending only 10 minutes. But y'all came through and started talking, so it came out to be longer. But I'm going to catch you guys later. I am what you need. God blessings to you guys. Hey, I didn't leave you all with a piece of scripture. I was about to, but I didn't. Let's get you over that and get out of here. Once again, you guys need to watch boxing and understand what's going on inside that ring, man. I'll be doing them short little video clips to show you guys what'll be going on in boxing, y'all. And trust me as a fan, I see the general things that are happening. I don't see all the little feints and all the little, stutter steps. Like Navarrete was hitting you with a stutter step and all kinds of shit. Stutter step, change the head movement, changing head slots and shit. Y'all don't see all of that. When you're directly in front of a guy, it's different. You know what I mean? So, y'all shit talk a lot. Y'all don't even understand what be going on in that ring. It's different. It's different. We be far away like this. See, I'm far away. When you see me up close, it's totally different to seeing me far away. See what I'm saying? It's a different perspective. All right. I'm gonna read from the book of John real quick. All right. It goes like this. John chapter 8. Verses 25 to 28 says, and they demanded to Jesus, tell us who you are, because he said that, he forgave somebody of their sins, right? Jesus replied, I am the one I've always claimed to be. I have much to say about you, much to condemn, but I won't. For I say only what I've heard from the one who sent me. He's true. But they didn't understand he was talking to them about his Father. So Jesus said, when you have lifted up the Son of Man on the cross, then you will realize that I am he, and that I do nothing of my own, but I speak what the Father taught me. And the one who sent me is with me. He has not deserted me, for I always do things that are pleasing to him. Then many who heard him say these things believed in him. That was a prophecy, actually, that he kept on saying over and over and over and over again. A lot of people didn't understand what he was saying at the time, because they thought this is such a great man, he'll be elevated to higher heights, right? And he said something that was supposed to be seemingly his demise in the usual way of looking at things. But in fact, it was his elevation. It was the elucidation. It was the enlightenment. It was the display of what the Father's all about and what he's all about that was about to happen. And it is sort of counterintuitive, but it happens to all of us, where at some point in our lives, it looks like we're about to get elevated to a whole other stratosphere, but really people are planning and plotting on demise. And it will look like we're being destroyed. It'll look like in your life you're being absolutely victimized and attacked and destroyed, but really you're being elevated because at this point in time you're able to display the qualities and attributes that show why you are genuine, why you're true, why you're good. Okay? They're on display. So I wanted to say that because that's what happened with Jesus. That's what happens with a lot of people who intentionally try to do good. They get sabotaged by other people. Other people try to destroy them. And it's okay. With every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. All right? Like I said, these fighters are separated from us. We don't understand what excellence is. So we tend to attack them for being that good. Though they have records that show you they are that good. And we pick one against the other and stuff like that. But truthfully speaking, what they show us and they display to us why they're good, whether it's in defeat or whether it's in victory. And some people will continue to trash them and stuff, but the proof is in the pudding when you see them fight. I'm going to catch you guys later. I am what you need. I'm going to bless you guys. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. It was nice talking with you. Shout out to J. Homel Mass. J. Homel Mass came through and he knows his boxing, even though he be shit talking nonstop. And Poobies is strong. Shout out to Poobie, man. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe and God bless you.